Hello everybody and welcome to another Channel 8 sports presentation. This evening from East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, it is wrestling, as you see, as East Brunswick is going to be meeting Sayreville in a Greater Middlesex Conference match. Hi, I'm Jimmy Allinder, and I have the pleasure of welcoming the 8th grade coach for East Brunswick's wrestling team, Jeff Yannazzo. Jeff, I want to welcome you to the match, and I also would like to get your thoughts about this evening's competition.
Oh, thank you for letting me work this tonight. You're looking at two teams that are basically scattered with just a few seniors on each team, and most of them, as you look at the lineup, there's a few freshmen, a few sophomores, and some juniors. So most of these athletes will see back next year.
Right, and that bodes well, obviously, for each of the teams. But East Brunswick's coming in with a 2-1 record. Sayreville 1-4. I have to say, about maybe 5-6 years ago, this would have been a marquee match.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
both teams kind of falling on hard times. You mentioned the youth, and as the teams are being introduced right now. But by and large, we should have a couple of good matches. I noticed that at I think at 152. Vinny Baccaro is going to be going up against Russ Leota. That should be a match to watch.
Right.
But East Brunswick, by and large, has the dominance here, do they not?
I think they do. And if you look at the schedule that East Brunswick wrestles, sometimes when you look at their final record for the season, it's quite deceiving because traditionally what Coach Bazinko tries to do is look for some of the teams that have placed in the sectionals and just to improve his competition, to test his really good kids to see where they fall out and how they're going to do when they get into the regions and super regions.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to be calling on you, Jeff, to give us your expertise as we watch tonight's matches. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with the 103-pound match in just a moment. All right, we are back at East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, where Sayreville is about to meet East Brunswick in a wrestling match. You see the coin flip by the respective captains. And just why coin toss at the beginning?
Well, the coin toss will decide. If you win the coin toss, you can decide whether you want odds or even bouts for when you have choice.
Right.
And when you have choice, you have your option of picking top, bottom, neutral, or deferring to your opponent.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. The 103-pound bout will feature from East Brunswick Scott Muntz, a senior with a 6-2 record, and for Sayreville, a junior, Jack Salvatore, who comes in with just a 1-6 record. So on the surface, it would appear that Muntz has the advantage, but we'll see. East Brunswick coached by Glenn Pazinko, who is, I hate to use the word veteran, but it's starting to get that way now, Jeff.
He's been around, I think, 7 years now.
Yeah, I remember him as a wrestler for East
yeah.
Brunswick. Okay, we're underway here. Muntz, of course, is in the green, and Salvatore in the blue. And right away.
There's your 2-point takedown.
Right. Kind of hard for a senior to be 103 these days, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
He looks like he's cut weight quite a bit.
He's doing a lot of cutting weight, but he's doing it with the help of a nutritionist, and he's very dedicated. He loves to wrestle. He's been around the sport, I'd say, probably since about 4th grade. And he's the kind of athlete that'll give everything he can to make his weight and stay there. And he's tough. Watch him wrestle. He's got a nice cradle in right now.
Right. Sometimes these moves can, well, let's see now. Oh, they got him in.
Okay.
Yeah. At the very least, this is 3 points, right?
Oh, absolutely. He's got, yeah, there it is right there,
okay.
The fall. He had to wait until that inside shoulder slipped to hit the mat.
Okay.
There was the fall.
So in a minute and it looks like 23 seconds?
Right, minute 23 seconds for his fall.
Right. And Munz now extends his record to 7-2, while Salvatore falls to 1-7. Okay, next up, again, East Brunswick brings some quality people to the fore here. At 112, Phil Leota, and you're going to hear Russ Leota later on. Phil's a junior with an 8-1 record, and he will be wrestling Preston Eccles, who is a freshman and is winless in 2 bouts. So talk about being thrown to the fire, huh?
He's going to learn very quickly what it's like to wrestle at the varsity level right now. He's wrestling Philip, who is, forfeit. They forfeited.
They did forfeit it?
Yeah.
Okay. In retrospect, probably the best thing to do, maybe, huh?
I guess. I don't know if that was a strategy or just trying to save the wrestler.
All right. Okay, want to mention that the next wrestler is actually our color commentator, Jeff Yannazzo's son, Chris Yannazzo, who's just a freshman, and we're going to respect our coach's wishes, and I'm going to take care of the commentary myself so he can just concentrate on watching his son. Chris is going to be going up against Jesse Slavicek, who is a freshman with a 1-5 record. So let's watch this match. Chris, just a freshman, but if you know his father, who has been involved in wrestling for over 24 years, I'm sure he grew up with this sport. If you just joined us, East Brunswick has jumped out to a 12-0 lead on a pin by Scott Munz in the first match in 123, and then we just had a forfeit with Phil Leota winning. All right, each wrestler is still looking for an advantage here. Eccles shoots. And you see the strength of Yannazzo as he's able to battle that off. And starts to turn him now, and that's going to be worth 2. So Yannazzo has a 2-0 lead. About a minute to go in the first period of this 119-pound match. And the wrestlers will return to the middle of the mat. Yannazzo with a 2-0 lead. Looking rather comfortable out there. Advantage still goes to Sayreville here, but again, you see the strength of Yannazzo. He's able to battle that off. Still has to get unlocked from that thigh hold. And this could be a neutral position, yes. Nice job by the freshman. 2 freshmen here. Winding down in this first period, 2-0. Chris Yannazzo for East Brunswick. And we have a whistle with just 3 seconds left. And I think the wrestlers were just... And Yannazzo is able to hold on to eliminate the escape. So after one period of this match at 119, it's 2-0. Chris Yannazzo over Jesse Slavicek. Yannazzo will take the bottom position. Caution. And Yannazzo fights to get loose and actually turn it around. And position still to Slavicek. It's hard to see anything developing right here. There's a good move. Excellent move by Chris. And almost had position. All right, we got a lot of scoring here right now. Yannazzo got turned over, so he's got to watch himself. Battling just to avoid the pin, and he does. Len Zaleski just throws his sheet down, and now Yannazzo's on the position. Well, we had quite a sequence there where Yannazzo had a couple points, followed by a near fall by Chris, and now the score is 8-5. Yannazzo with 54 seconds left to go in period number 2. Exciting match here. And I'm not sure our color commentator is going to be able to help us anymore after this, watching him from the side. Tremendous poise by both wrestlers considering they're freshmen. And Yannazzo has Slavacek in a precarious position right now, but he's on his head. I don't know how long he can last with this. All right, that's going to be worth 3 for a near fall. So the score is now 11-5, Yannazzo. He's over him again. And he's going to get 3 more. 2, I'm sorry. 2 for back points. So it's a 13-5 score. Quite an exciting second period there. Chris Yannazzo able to escape from a near pin. Had to muster up all his strength. And so we start the third period with Yannazzo leading 13-5 in this 119-pound match. This is East Brunswick versus Sayreville. East Brunswick leading 12-zip. Nice shot shooting, Matt. And I'm wondering, I have a bunch of questions to ask Jeff after this match. I'm wondering if condition is playing a part here. It looks like Chris is definitely the fresher of the 2 wrestlers at this point. He's got him in some major trouble. And again, you got to wonder whether the strength of the Sayreville freshman is going to be enough to battle off Yannazzo. He's turning him over, and he's got him in real deep trouble. Minute 16 left to go in the match. Real deep trouble. Yes. And in 5 minutes, excuse me, 4 minutes and 54 seconds, Yannazzo comes through with a nice pin. And Jeff, when you catch your breath,
I'm okay now.
You're okay now. It definitely seemed that the conditioning factor was in that match, where Chris was in better shape, and he just simply wore out his opponent.
Well, that's one of the keys to wrestling. That number one, you stay with your technique and you try to make the least amount of mistakes, and hopefully through your conditioning program you can keep pounding your opponent and keep coming at him. And I know with Coach Bazinko how hard they work on their conditioning.
Okay.
The wrestlers hate it, but they can appreciate it later.
All right, we're watching now the 125-pound match. This is Gail Marshall.
Marshall's got a whizzer in, so there's no points given right now.
Okay, he is just a sophomore with a 1-4 record, and he's going up against a senior, Tony Morrow, who has an 0-2 mark.
An 0-2?
Yeah.
This might be an interesting match.
Well, we'll watch.
The senior should have more strength.
You would think. Score is 18-0. East Brunswick 6 points on the first 3 matches. And he looks to have a Marshall in trouble.
Now, Marshall's going to try and take him down right here if he can switch to a double.
Okay, yeah, he's got that leg.
Okay.
Jeff, you've more or less had the chance to coach all these wrestlers, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been fortunate. Most of these wrestlers have come through Churchill, and the type of student and athlete that you get coming through East Brunswick, they're dedicated, they're intelligent, And their families support him quite a bit, which helps.
Tell you what, the crowd's really into this match.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Turned him over.
Beautiful. And he's going to get back points plus the reversal.
Okay. Score is 2-2 at this point, but it's going to be 5-2.
Marshall does a nice job working with his legs. You'll watch him try and score back points from a cross-body ride, which is what he's trying to use right now.
We have 10 seconds left in the first period.
This is potentially dangerous right here.
Hand behind the head is a warning?
Yes. What the hand behind the head means is that there's a potentially dangerous situation that he should stop.
Okay. 5 seconds left to go in the first period. 5-2, Marshall.
Stay with.
Trying to muster up a couple points.
Right. Okay. That was a nice first period.
And I'll tell you what, crowd is really into this match. I think it becomes an individual thing at this point. I don't think Sayreville has any hope of winning the overall match, so they like to win the single battles if they can.
Absolutely. You know, there's a few moral battles that have to be won, and
right.
each wrestler just has to assume that win or lose for his team, win or lose, he has to try and go out there and win his match.
The official, I think you know him, he was having a little trouble with his whistle.
Yeah. Inadvertent whistles.
Who is that guy?
That is Gary Kuzniak.
Okay.
As I said before, he's coached at 2 different high schools.
Mm-hmm.
He had real fine years at JFK, and he also did a great job over at Woodbridge High School, both times as a head coach. And now he's just into officiating.
Well, you're right in that Marshall really likes to use his legs.
He likes to use the legs, and the Sayreville wrestler knows enough to try and get up to his feet, because that'll always be broken into a dangerous situation.
Right.
Here comes the switch, and I just missed it.
Still trying to turn it around.
Right. Sayreville likes, from the bottom on those, they do like the switch, which is a nice technique. Marshall's using his legs again, and now he's going to start trying to work this for back points, or he should. One of the things the referee does look for is to make sure that the top man is always working for a fall or to expose the bottom man's back.
Okay.
Right now, Marshall's in trouble, but he may slip out of it through the back door. That's it.
Should the Sayreville wrestler be awarded any points on that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, now right about here, if he can get hip to hip, that's a 2. There it is.
He did. So that makes the score 5-4.
Okay, now Marshall, if he can get his head out, will be awarded a takedown plus back points right now. There we go.
He did it. So it's 7-4.
Here comes.
Whoops. Turned it around. And it's 10-4 now for a near fall.
Trouble.
But look at this.
There we go. Reversal plus backs.
10-6.
And Marshall's got to fight for 20 seconds.
Look at this match.
Here it goes again.
Wow.
Reversal plus backs again.
12-9.
This is what the crowds love to see.
14-9. This is certainly an exciting match. There was just so much action.
Right, and if you can see both coaches, they would like to see it slow down and get under more control. Now,
it is 14-9 after 2 periods of, and don't ask me to recount what the scoring was.
I wouldn't want to try and remember any of this, but I will say now conditioning is going to be a big factor. The way they've been flipping around, that takes a lot of energy out of you.
Okay. You would think that the senior, maybe a little bit more mature, more developed.
Exactly, know how to slow the pace of the match down.
Right.
Right now, he's down by 5 points, so he's going to have to try and turn him twice. Or possibly let him up, give him 1, and then try and take him down and put him to his back.
For the light, look at this, Jeff.
I know.
The officials are conferring with the scorers, and again, who do you rely? Who has the last word on this?
The official reads the book,
right,
and it's really up to the official's recall of exactly what happened to decide which. I'll tell you,
I don't know how he can do it.
He's good if he can do it.
And then, of course, you got Jim Comroy, the alternate official,
who can help
supposed
out.
To be a backup, right?
Yeah.
So I guess they're going to agree on this. It's 14-9.
All right. See, he let him up. He looked to let him up, hoping, but Gale's got the takedown here.
Right.
And now he's going to get back points again.
So it's 16-9. They got him. Wow. And you mentioned conditioning.
That's it. Conditioning and looking for a mistake.
So at 4 minutes and 11 seconds, the sophomore Marshall, Marshall comes up with a really impressive win, beating the senior, and the score is 24-0 in favor of East Brunswick. At 1:30, we now have Rob McKinley for East Brunswick, a junior with a 3-4 record, and he will be going up against a junior, Brian Bender, who is again winless, 0-2.
Well, Rob's record's a little deceiving. If you watch him wrestle, he is really a scrapper.
I remember him well.
Real scrapper.
And he could make short work of this guy.
Oh, watch him. He has a nice single leg attack. Here it comes.
You see it. You can see his ability.
There it is again.
Wow.
That's a nice takedown right there. And he usually really likes to overpower his opponents.
Well, he's going to do it. You can see he's just going to turn him right over. Just a matter of time.
Like I said, you know, if you watch the more experienced ones, the juniors and seniors, they wait for a mistake and then they capitalize on it, rather than use up all your energy right away.
Kenny lets him go. Wants a fresh attack.
He has a real nice outside fireman attack too that you might. Right now he's trying to drag, and now he'll counter right
That was a mistake by the Sayreville wrestler.
Exactly. Here comes the counter.
He's not going to overpower McKinley. And now Rob has a 4-1 lead.
A 1-on-1 and a half, and he's going to turn him over.
There you go.
He's got to fix his half up a little bit.
You're right, but once he does, he's not going to get up from this.
Right. There it is.
Okay. And let's see him use his strength. There it is.
Good body position. Yeah, right there.
And in 1 minute and 33. Mr. McKinley does the job, and it is 30-0. Very, very fine performance by Rob McKinley. And okay, at 1:35, next match for East Brunswick, Tom Corio with a 2-1 record, a freshman, going up against Sayreville's Bob Duell, who is a junior, 0-1. Okay, we're about to begin this 135-pound match.
Tom Corio is a real nice freshman. He wrestles well. He started the season at about 145, and he wanted to break the lineup really bad, so he lost the 10 pounds to get down. If you watch him wrestle, he just keeps coming. And, he'll make up that. He just made up his 2-point deficit.
Yeah, he was down 2-0.
He'll keep going with this. His older brother Dan wrestled last year at 125.
I noticed Larry Benson's not dressed tonight.
No, he suffered an injury 2 matches ago. He injured his hand, and he suffered a concussion.
Okay.
Mild concussion. He's out for 2 weeks at a time. The doctor will reevaluate him, I think, at the end of next week.
All right. Benson started out as a freshman, and we've watched him progress. And
oh yeah.
He's going to fine wrestler for East Brunswick. But I don't think they'll need him tonight.
Not tonight, but they definitely miss him in the lineup.
Corio.
There he goes. He's working a hammer right now, and as he spins around the head, this should help him turn his man to his back.
Boy, just as you said it, huh? Just as you said that.
That was real nice to see a freshman do that.
He looks pretty strong for a freshman.
Oh, yeah. Tommy's tough, and that was a nice technical move that he used to turn him over with.
Duell is fighting this off. There's 42 seconds left to go in the period. How's the positioning, Jeff?
Pretty good. He could get more T-shape, which will help him keep the shoulders down, and he's got to pull up on that head a little bit. He should be very close right now. there.
Okay. So a minute 36. And Corio is the fifth wrestler to score a fall. East Brunswick's other 6 points coming by forfeit when Phil Leota won the 112. So we've had 6 matches so far, 5 by fall, and East Brunswick now leads 36-0. Okay, at 140 for East Brunswick, Andrew Tanchek with a 6-4 record. He is a senior, and he will be going up against one of the seniors for Sayreville, Eugene Mount, who has a 2-2 record.
Sayreville with a nice single leg attack here, and now he's going to have to try and finish it to get him to the mat. Tanchek is an interesting story. Andrew's only wrestled 2 years, but he loves the sport, and he wants to wrestle in college, and he puts in a lot of summertime. And if you watch him wrestle, he definitely wrestles like he's got much more experience than what he has. There it is. There's a nice back door, and treetop finish, 2 points.
That was called a treetop?
Yeah, we put the leg up high enough so that he can't keep his balance anymore.
Right.
He's now working a hammer series the same way Tom Corio did.
Well, in the space of 30 seconds, we have seen a lot of technique from this, as you say, inexperienced wrestler.
Yeah, all the coaches in East Brunswick do work a lot on technique, and it does pay off. It really does.
So the latent athlete in Tanchek really. So you never had a chance to coach him, did you?
I never had him. I wish I did. Right, he unlocks just at the right time. He's got about 1 second to unlock when they hit the mat.
Andrew Tanchak for East Brunswick.
Right now he's working for a tilt, trying to expose the back and get some points here. And,
not quite.
Not quite. He's got to watch that hammer. If it goes past 90 degrees, they'll stop it. Here it comes. Right, this is the exact same technique that was used in the last match. Let's see if we can turn him with it.
Wow, he is really working it.
He is working hard.
This game just a little bit close.
Sayreville wrestler is very strong, though, to be able to fight that off.
Fight it off, yeah. All right, 12 seconds to go in the first period. Tanchak for East Brunswick with a 2-0 lead over Mount, Eugene Mount for Sayreville. And I'll tell you what, Jeff, for a match that is turning into a runaway, there's been some exciting action.
Absolutely. Both teams are wrestling wide open. They're trying to turn the man. They're looking for the pin. Nobody's hanging on riding. And when that type of wrestling happens, it's always exciting.
Well, you and I had this discussion before we went on the air about the different types of wrestling strategies, if you will, between what you might see in Middlesex County versus some of the other places in the state, perennial areas such as Hunterdon County,
right.
Warren County, where wrestling is really, really a major sport. Even in the shore communities, Ocean and Monmouth counties.
I haven't watched too much in the Ocean area, but if you go up north in the Hunterdon areas, the teams are extremely well-disciplined and very skilled, but the wrestling is a much slower control type of wrestling. Middlesex County has, as I said before, a wide-open style where they're constantly working to pin or turn the man, sometimes losing their man, which makes the match a little more exciting. And actually, if you read the rule book, that's how it's supposed to be wrestled anymore. You're supposed to be constantly working for that fall.
Yanchek has a 4-0 lead here. He was awarded 2 points.
Now he's trying to work a cradle, a side cradle, which is working. He's got to fix that up just a little bit.
Yep. Minute 6 left in the second period.
There's a nice switch by the Sayreville wrestler, and he's got to reverse.
Right. So the score, I believe, is 7-2.
7-2. Yes,
7-2. Okay.
tried to force a cradle there, which allowed Tanchek to get free, but I don't think he's going to get a takedown off
Well,
this.
Tanchek got an escape on that, so it's 8-2. And the official will stop the action for a moment. And you hear Glenn Pazinko, the coach for East Brunswick, imploring his wrestler not to force the issue.
Right. He wants a good clean shot, which he just had, but Sayreville wrestler really has him overextended. He's got to fix his position, and now he may get a takedown out of this. He will.
He does, and it's 10-2.
And he's trying a three-quarter Nelson now, where if he can crank that head down, he'll stack him and pin him.
He must not realize what the clock says, because it would take some time to do that.
You're right.
Okay, we have 1 second left. And all Tanchek wants to do right now is just prevent the escape.
Exactly.
When you gave it his all.
When you look at team tendencies, it seems like Sayreville is mainly a switch team from bottom, which hopefully East Brunswick wrestlers are watching and going over in their mind how they're going to counter that bottom move.
Okay, we begin the third period with Andrew Tanchek for East Brunswick holding a commanding 10-2 lead. Now Mount is attempting to lift Tanchek up and has him down. So the score is 10-4 now.
That was a nice double leg finish, and that was a nice clean takedown. Here's a one. Should be.
Gets an escape.
Gave him a lunch.
11-4.
What Andrew has to do now is be aware of the score and realize that he should not get into any bad positions.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't think that he's going to be cutting the string here by not having a fall.
You're right. You know, that would be it would be senseless now to force anything with this much of a lead.
And that lead is 11-4 with 1:12 left to go in the third period of this 140-pound match.
He's going to get a takedown right here.
And he does. It's a 13-4 score.
And he keeps that arm bar. Now he's going to run that arm bar. Oh. Okay, the referee felt that was dangerous.
It's a warning. Nice how the official, Rusniak, got right in there and prevented any further, any possibility of injury.
Oh, you're right. You know, it's so important for a referee just to be aware, especially if they've had wrestling experience, of what can be a bad situation before it happens, and keep these athletes from getting hurt. Andrew's working a nice head lever right here, and he's going to grind that out until he can pop his head under it, try and turn him again. Here it goes, another arm bar.
Right, if you just joined us, we're joined by Jeff Yannazzo, who is the 8th grade coach for East Brunswick, who is doing a great job here, just explaining what's going on the map between East Brunswick and Sayreville. The Bears are holding a commanding 36-0 lead as we look at the 140-pound bout.
Andrew's just been warned for stalling.
Well, there's but 20 seconds left to go in the match with the score 13-4.
There's more back points coming up.
And he wants to get a major if he can.
Right now, the referee's signifying 2 points.
So it wouldn't reach the 15, would it?
No.
Okay. And that's the way it's going to end. I'm sorry, the score is 15-4.
Enough for a major, but not a technical.
Right. He'll take it. So the score with the 4 points, 3 plus the 1 for the major, makes it 40-0 in favor of East Brunswick as we go into the 145-pound. Now we're going to get into some interesting bouts here. Now, this is one of the best wrestlers on East Brunswick, Eric Bellis. We watched this guy since he was a freshman. He is a senior with an outstanding 8-1 record. And but you got to watch Sayreville's wrestler, Dave Gangadale. Remember, he was a running back on the football team. He is a junior with a 4-3 record. This could be a little bit competitive. We'll watch.
Sure, you're going to see a lot of brute strength against Bellis is a very technical wrestler.
Eric started out as a, if I'm not mistaken, a 112-pounder?
3-pounder.
A 3-pounder.
Boy, has he grown.
Hasn't he?
He recently had a first place in the prestigious 100 and Central tournament over the Christmas holidays. And that if you can win that tournament, you're good.
We'll watch Bellis is, at this point, second to Carrie O'Morman of Piscataway in terms of numbers of wins in the county. So he'll be battling for a high seed in the GMCs. Filiota, who did not get a chance to wrestle with an 8-1 record, he's now 9-1, is second seed in the county to outstanding wrestler from South Plainfield, Tommy Dorr.
Tommy Dorr, very tough.
No score with 49 seconds left to go between Gangadale and Bellis. They're feeling each other out. And Bellis uses his speed at a point. You can see he's the quicker of the two.
He's definitely the quicker. I don't necessarily agree with that call, only because there wasn't enough action from either wrestler.
Okay.
But he hit Bellis with the stalling warning.
Gangadale is, with that built low to the ground, it gives him quite an advantage there.
Right, on their feet, it's going to be tough for Eric to really work in.
$18 seconds left to go in the first period. No score between East Brunswick's Eric Bellis and Dave Gangadale.
All right, Eric was able to neutralize that, but that was a nice outside leg shot.
And 8 seconds. You hear the crowd getting vocal. And part of the Sayreville contingent that has come along is getting excited because the Gangadale actually was able to keep Bellis scoreless in the first period. 145 pounds. And let's see if Bellis can use his quickness to make this escape.
He's going to need to score points right here.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Gangadale.
Okay. He's going to give him one. And Gangadale feels that he can go with him on his feet. But now Eric has close to 2 minutes to work here. Okay.
Now, who's the caution?
The caution went to Sayreville this time,
okay.
The warning. So now both wrestlers are really going to have to pick it up.
Okay. Warning to Gangadale for stalling. And let's see if Bellis can turn this. And they're too far off the mat. So the veteran is edging his way in, looking for the opening.
It's a nice deep shot by Gangadale.
But twice that has happened, and
Eric's got so much experience.
Yeah, Bellis has been able to battle that off.
Sure, he'll battle it off easy, and then he'll try and turn that into something. I think, well, here's a nice whizzer here. He's going to try and crank that, see if he can.
And 1:03 left to go in the second period. Bellis, by virtue of an escape, is leading 1-0 over Dave Gangadale of Sayreville. Gangadale has had some relative success with that leg.
Yeah, he's been in 3 times now.
But each time, you see right there,
here comes the outside leg fireman's if you can get it to work.
Jeff, if you were coaching Bellis right now, what would you say to him?
Just what he's doing right here. He's got to get his head out, and there's his points plus back points. I had a feeling he was going to go outside with that. And
wow. Just like that, Eric Bellis applies the pin, and another 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
That was nice strategy by Bellis. He was having a hard time going straight in, so he came out to the outside, and outside like firemen's. And that worked just what he needed. That was the charm.
And unfortunately for Sayreville, they're starting to run into some of the tougher wrestlers for East Brunswick, but we right now have what might be the marquee match of the evening, and that's at 52.
They have sent out Josh Jabin.
Did they now?
Yes.
Okay.
They flip-flop Russ and Josh every once in a while. They'll weigh them both in and flip them.
Okay, so Jabin, who is a 106, normally he's 152-pound senior with a 5-1 record, is going against Vinny Piccaro, a junior from Sayreville with a 7-1 record. Piccaro right up there among the tops in the county.
Well, this will be a good match. Josh has worked hard at wrestling.
Is that Piccaro? You know, I'm wondering. It doesn't look like him.
I don't know.
Or we're going to find out if that in fact is Vinny Piccaro.
As I was saying about Josh, he also club wrestles for the famous Edge. And he lifts, and he works real hard. He wants to be a success, and he is. And he's a fine team leader, too.
A lot of action here. No score yet. Okay, that is Vinny Piccaro, we've learned. Looks a little lean to me.
Yes, he does.
Well, Jabin should have his hands full, but why would Coach send him out?
I don't know why they made that flip, but they do have they have a lot of confidence in both of these two young men. They're both good wrestlers.
Jabin 5-1, Leota 7-2. Jabin is the senior though. And with 27 seconds left to go in the first period, there is no score. This is the 152-pound bout between Josh Jabin and Vin Piccaro.
There's a front headlock, too. Oh, he's going to finish this up with a double. And possibly some points.
Well, you see Piccaro's strength.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough match for both of them.
Under 10 seconds. That's the end of the first period with no score between Josh Jabin of East Brunswick and Vin Piccaro of Sayreville. The score in the match is 46. Yes, you heard right, 46-0. And we still have 5-6 matches to go counting this one. And we begin period number 2.
Trying to work for one right here. He's got to clear his hips there. That should be one. That's
okay. So Jabin gets the point for escape and leads 1-0. Good shoot by
nice high
Jabin.
crotch. He's got to there, and he's turning it into a fireman's. Good
battling here by Jabin.
You're right. This is going to go right down to the third period.
Piccaro using his brute strength, you can see. Jabin probably a little bit more with the technique. Head to head. Caro shoots. And Jabin does a nice job of holding him off.
The way the complexion of the match has been, it seems like Picaro is doing the shooting, but Jabin's doing a real nice job of countering, and it depends on if he can counter him inbounds. East Brunswick's warned for stalling right now, and Jabin is trying to work a Russian 2-on-1 into a single. And let's see if he can finish for points.
2 points are going to be quite valuable in this match.
Absolutely. I have a feeling the third period's going to be a real dogfight here.
20 seconds left to go in the second period. Josh Jabin, East Brunswick winning the match thus far, 1-0. And off to the right, assistant coach John Mooney now getting actively involved in this one. Ten seconds. You can hear Mooney telling his wrestler not to relax.
He's going to have to keep going after him. And again, like we talked about with the conditioning, that may be a real big factor in the third period, especially the way they're going head-to-head like this.
Right. A lot of energy being expended out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, as we are about to begin the third period, the score is 1-0 in favor of Josh Jabin. Okay, and this is it. Picaro looking for the escape. Jabin not wanting to let go, though.
Jabin's in a bad situation right here because he's been warned for stalling, and when Picaro gets up to his feet, Jabin has to break him down almost immediately. He can't hang on or he'll get hit with a stalling warning.
Okay, and that could be the difference. So he elects to let him go.
Better off.
Right.
Smarter.
So the score is tied 1-1. Somebody might have to take a chance here.
There.
Couldn't get around on his body. Minute 30.
The best takedown man's going to win this match.
Who might that be?
I think we're going to find out in about 20 seconds.
Okay. Somebody got a stall.
Now they're both warned for stalling now, so what you have to see are both wrestlers are going to really have to attack one another. Nobody can afford to take a point right here.
Boy, this has turned out to be a grudge battle, as you predicted, Jeff.
Jabin's countering with that quarter Nelson, and coming down to the last minute here.
Caro is backing off, and then all of a sudden he shot. But
he has to be careful with that strategy because when the referee sees it backing up, you can go side to side, but the backup is going to cost you a point.
Again, both wrestlers have been warned for stalling. There's the backup again. There he goes.
Somebody's got to shoot here.
45 seconds left to go.
Both decided. Oh, all right. Josh is working that fireman's.
And he just comes up with a limping a little at the calf. Score is 1-1, 30 seconds left to go in third period.
Both wrestlers are pretty evenly matched, so what you have to see is where the mental toughness comes in. Here comes Picaro almost getting away with a nice fireman's over there. And this may go into overtime.
21 seconds.
I don't think either referee wants to decide this match on a stalling call. At least I hope not.
It's been really a strategy. Now he's pointing to Picaro.
Injury time.
No, he's all right.
Jabin calls him off.
Well, there's 10 seconds left to go in regulation. Jeff, talk a little bit about how it works in overtime.
Okay, well, what'll happen if they do go into overtime is they go up on their feet for 2 minutes, immediately following the bout, so there's no rest time. If the first takedown wins, if there's no takedown after 2 minutes, they flip. One man takes top, one man takes bottom. If the bottom man gets out and scores points, he wins. If the top man holds him down for that 30 seconds, he wins.
Okay.
It's almost a sudden death type of situation.
Sure.
First point scored wins.
And so what we will do is go to the middle of the mat for 2 minutes of stand-up wrestling. This is the overtime. 1-1 is the score of regulation.
This again is physical conditioning and mental conditioning.
Well, it certainly is at this point. Having to go at this after 3 rugged periods such as what we've seen. I can see where you mean mental toughness here.
It's very easy to give up at any time unless you really want it.
Sayreville crowd hasn't had much to cheer about. And they're imploring their wrestler on.
They're hoping for the best, but I think Jabin has other ideas here. The more that clock winds down, the tougher it is to catch your breath and to really breathe.
This is like level 10 on the Stairmaster after about 20 minutes.
Oh, here comes a throw. He missed. Okay. Even though it seems slow, both wrestlers are working. It's just a very evenly matched.
.55 seconds left to go in this overtime period.
This
tried to turn him.
I tell you, they're working hard. They really are. Jabin seems like his calves are cramping up.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And no mystery why, with all this energy being expended.
Absolutely, yeah, it happens, especially when they're on their feet as much as they are and they're constantly shooting.
We'll tell you that Vinny Picaro for Sayreville moved right into wrestling after an excellent football season where he was a two-way lineman and was one of the key players leading Sayreville to a berth in the Central Jersey State Championships. So being in shape is something that he probably is.
I'm sure. Unfortunately, though, the conditioning for wrestling and football are so different. But as far as being hard-nosed and tough, that's what football brings
How so, though?
out.
What are the things that are different with wrestling shape?
Conditioning for football is more of explosive 2- and 3-second bursts of energy, whereas wrestling, there has to be a prolonged endurance for at least 2 minutes of high intensity. Not continual high intensity, but longer than a few seconds.
Whoa. Jabin slaps Picaro. .30 seconds left to go in this 2-minute overtime. Again, whoever gets the 2 points first.
Yep. I couldn't even estimate this match here. Picaro is tough because Jabin has had him in trouble a couple of times, and Picaro's been able to get out of trouble.
More injury time as the cramps continue.
Okay, now with the injury time this year, you have 2 minutes or 3 stops. You can't have any more than 3 stops.
Okay,
so,
that's a new rule?
Yeah, he's kind of he's got to get himself squared away right.
You're right.
This time.
Yeah. unfortunately, with cramping, what happens is you run into a situation where the cramping helps, so he's just going to have to gut it out.
Oh, he's just going to have he's going to have to forget about that cramping. And I mean, I know it's easy to say, but there's nothing he can do at this
Could
point.
be wrestling on one leg here.
Well, if he can last to 21 and still look decent, then they go top and bottom.
Right.
And the cramping won't bother them as much. They've been on their feet so much. That's the problem.
They've been on his feet nearly the entire match.
The whole match.
We're talking now 10 minutes, 11 minutes.
You can see how nicely Jabin counters almost every shot, but again, Picaro is tough, and he knows where he is at all times. And he knows how to get himself out of trouble. This is a real good match.
Look, Jabin just battling that pain.
Yeah, he's tough. He won't give that. Here we go. Here's a takedown. Nope.
He's trying to turn him.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
And as the buzzer sounds, and with the pain in Jabin, he has to get up and he has to get the middle to the mat.
Okay, here we go now.
Look at him limp. He's got to go.
Let me tell you, Jabin's a tough kid. He really is. He's got to hold his opponent down for 30 seconds and he wins.
Look at that. The official points to him. Now the alternate official is talking to the clock.
They have to go down to 30 seconds.
Okay, and that's what they're doing. Meanwhile, this is valuable time for Jabin.
Oh, absolutely. If he could stretch that out, this will be the best thing for him.
All right, the clock worked too quick. He's sort of standing up. Now he's in.
Caution green.
Caution to who?
To the top man. He doesn't like the way he got on.
Okay.
Just dump him. All right.
Now, what's the situation here,
Okay.
Jeff?
The situation, if Jabin can hold him down for the 30-second period, he wins.
Okay.
If there's any type of escape from bottom or reversal, the bottom man wins. It's sudden death.
Wow. You talk about an exciting match here. And I imagine these wrestlers have a lot of respect for each other, even though they're battling right now.
Sure.
12 seconds left to go.
You can see the fans, the Sayreville fans are up. The East Brunswick fans are up.
Nevermore has an escape meant so much to a match.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, everybody's behind the wrestler. Look at
them
this.
battle.
Look at this. All right.
4 seconds left to go.
4 seconds. Jabin, he'll reach down inside, he'll pull it out. Everybody's on their feet.
Here we go.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. On the buzzer.
And on the buzzer, Picaro gets it. And it was the right call. So we had to go 11 minutes and 30 seconds of wrestling to get that 1 second point by Vin Picaro. And so Sayreville wins the match 2-1 overtime, I guess, and makes the match now 46-3. What an exciting match. Okay, we move on now. So this is Russ Leota, who we originally intended to wrestle at 152. He's wrestling 160, a junior with a 7-2 record, going against Ron Kuhl of Sayreville, a senior with a 4-5 record. I don't think Jabin had anything to be ashamed of.
Oh, no,
match.
that was, I'm glad the referees didn't decide the match. The wrestlers on the mat did decide it, and both wrestlers, I'll tell you what, if they wrestle again, if they wrestle 10 times, it'll probably be the toss of a coin who will win more than the other.
Right.
They both put their hearts into that match, and you could tell by the fans, it was an exciting one.
No scorer in the 160-pound bat between Kuhl of Sayreville and Leota of East Brunswick.
I think Leota just got poked in the eye.
Well, after that bout, you wonder how can you top it? Crowd is still settling down. Cool with an advantage. And Leota trying to hold on.
Right. He's trying to counter that single leg attack here. Yeah, takes a lot to beat Russell.
Oh yeah.
He's been around quite a while. He came up as a freshman also, and I think he's probably been around wrestling since about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Scores 2 points there, Cole does for Sayreville. And he jumps out to a 2-0 lead. And we have just about 10 seconds left to go in the first period.
Oh, Russell with the switch, coming around, and at least getting one. Okay.
So the score with the escape is a 2-1 in favor of Ron Cool of Sayreville with 3 seconds left to go in the first period. That was an interesting move in the last match of putting Jabin out there. Turned out to be a real, in terms of strategy, it certainly made for an exciting match.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see that Josh Jabin was extremely competitive with Vin Picaro.
He's very tough. As I said before, he worked hard in the off-season. He club wrestles. He really wanted to make a go of it this year, and he did. I think the East Brunswick team's going to be very proud of him in the final results at the end of his season.
Oh, yeah. Leota fighting.
I think the reason for putting Russell out, Russell is a brawler. He can be underweight. He can wrestle somebody over his weight. And you're gonna see a lot of heart out of Russell. He can hang with anybody. Just watch him wrestle.
Fighting to get these 2 points. Cole's battling as well.
Russell's trying to turn him with an arm bar. He's got one more step to go. He's trying to hook the head for a figure 4, and oh, lost it. Here comes that switch again.
Right, still holding on to him. Clock continues to run. 50 seconds left to go in the second period. Cool holding on to a 2-1 lead. And Leota's going to have to get some points here.
He's got 45 seconds to try and get it turned. He'll probably try an arm bar. That's probably one of the easiest ways to. Could be. And he follows, so he's still in control right here.
All right, Len Zaleski complaining to the official. And it should have been awarded stall points. Leota, I don't know if you noticed that marking on his leg, but proud of his heritage with the Italian flag.
Italian flag, yes.
27 seconds. And you see the strength of Leota. What do we got here?
Okay, there's
bloody
blood
nose.
here.
That's Leota, so they immediately stopped the match, obviously.
Right, with this year's new rules, there's a 5-minute blood rule. Which,
allowance, so to speak?
Pardon?
It's an allowance?
That's all you get.
Up to 5 minutes.
Up to 5 minutes, no matter what.
Right.
And they have to try and stop this real fast. It's a running time. It's, it accumulates. And I guess every year when the rules do change, it seems like they try and speed up the action of the matches, and even with the overtime. They usually do that for the excitement of the fans. The wrestlers sure don't like it.
Okay. And interesting that the wrestlers can drink water. Cole is flexing his right knee. Could be a previous injury.
He looks like he's in a little bit of pain there.
Ron Cool is one of the, I believe, 3 seniors that are wrestling for Sayreville tonight. Next bout should be one in which Sayreville will be the favorite. I'll take that. Yeah, Jason Fitzsimmons is going to be wrestling at 171. He is one of the better wrestlers for the Bombers. Comes into the match with a 5-3 record, and Ross Lesnick, who is 0-6 as a senior, will be going for East Brunswick. Okay. Well, Russ Leota has stopped the bleeding in his nose, but Sayreville continues to bleed with a 46-3 deficit here. 10 seconds left to go in the second period.
Now Russell has to make sure he doesn't let go of this.
Right.
He doesn't want to give up any more points. And
manage to the Sayreville wrestler, and he does do that. So after 2 periods, it is 2-1 in favor of Ron Cool. And now Leota is going to be down, and let's see him execute an escape. All right, more blood time.
this is probably the best situation for Russell right now. He gets a little bit of a break for the blood, which will help him get his wind, and now he's on bottom. So he can escape for one, or he can escape for one and shoot for a takedown, or he can get a reversal.
How much energy is expended on the bottom trying to get out for an escape?
Oh, enormous amounts.
Okay.
I mean, I think the two places you spend the most energy is takedowns and trying to get out from bottom. Top man, he can kind of coast if he can tie you up, and that's actually your rest time. If you can do it and still look as though you're working for a fall to satisfy the official.
All right, we're about ready to begin the third period. Again, Ron Cool from Sayreville leading 2-1, but Leota is going to work to get that escape. Has to be a little cautious he doesn't expend too much energy. Almost got turned.
He's got to be real careful with position here, and he definitely has to get one, so he should be trying to come up to his feet.
And the clock is working against him. It's 1:35 left to go in the match. Leota is down by a point, and he needs to get this escape. All right, assistant coach John Mooney is telling him, you cannot sit down.
There he comes. He's got to stay. Oh, that's very close to a slam right there. They have to be real careful with that. He's coming up
back
again.
On his feet.
He just needs one. There it is.
Finally gave it up. So it is tied 2-2.
We may see another overtime.
I don't know about that.
Looks like Russell's gonna. I think Russell wants to finish this real quick.
And almost.
Okay.
Still.
He's gonna get two right here. And now, if he can afford to give up one and push him away, he can ride him for about another 15 seconds. But it looks like he's going to go for the turn, which is nice.
35 seconds left to go in the match. Leota with a 4-2 lead.
And he's not satisfied right now. He's gonna look to turn this man. Score some more points here.
$20 seconds.
Russell's working that head lever unmercifully, and let me tell you, that hurts.
Could be 10 seconds.
Ooh.
There's the escape, and gets the 2.
You got a tie score. What happened? Oh, okay.
So it is 4-4 with 5 seconds left to go. Does he get a 1 for the escape and 2 for the takedown?
Well,
that's a referee's decision.
Is that what they're deciding right now?
I think that's what they're trying to discuss.
I would assume that it was just a reversal. I didn't see enough of a break in the action here, which is a good coaching strategy. He was trying to, he did. Okay, now he is losing.
Yeah, they gave him 3. So it is 5-4 now. Cole with that move, that escape, and then turn reversal. So he gets the 3.
And Russell's got a lot of work cut out here because in 5 seconds he's got to get up, break his hands, and face him to get his 1 point.
And that facing might be what's really important.
Exactly. You can sometimes break free, but if you can't turn to face your man, he's going to be cautioned here.
Right. It's not going to do it.
Here comes...
So, Cole wins. 5-4 over Russ Liotta, who suffers just his 3rd loss of the season. Extremely disappointed. He's an emotional young man. So that makes the score 46-6 as we move to the 171-pound bout. And in this one, we mentioned a senior for Sayreville, Jason Fitzsimmons, with a 5-3 record, will be going against senior Russ Lesnick, who is winless in 6 matches.
We'll have to see if the records actually tell the story here, because like I said, as I said before, sometimes the quality of the competition has a lot to do.
Well, when it comes to height advantage, Lesnick certainly has the advantage there. He is the taller of the 2. And they're just doing a little bit of house cleaning here, getting rid of any extraneous blood. And we're about to begin. Ross Lesnick, East Brunswick. Jason Fitzsimmons, Sayreville, 171 pounds.
Sayreville wrestlers starting out very physical, trying to tie up real tight and shake them up a little bit. There's a nice single leg attack, and let's see if Lesnick can counter this. Try and keep that whizzer in and get his leg outside.
Battling for that, too.
He's got it. So he was, Kuznyak called him out.
Good shoot there.
Nothing yet. Lesnick's still doing a nice job about countering that off. He has to start shooting himself now, though, so to satisfy the referees.
So after marching out to a 46-0 lead, Sayreville's sort of chipping away, having won the last 2 matches. And Fitzsimmons now is applied a pin over Lesnick.
Nice headlock, put him to his back.
Minute and 21 seconds. So the score now is 46-12. 3 matches won by Sayreville. Okay, we move to 189, where Ray Quick, a junior for Sayreville with a 1-1 record, will go up against Adam Greenhut, a senior who is just 0-2, but if I remember correctly, Adam had an injury problem from football.
He had a knee problem.
Knee problem, okay, and not a bad wrestler. So this could turn out to be an interesting bout.
Seniors always give it a little something extra because they want to leave in style.
Nice move by Quick. Quick was quick.
He is. That was a nice takedown. He shot right in.
Takes a 2-0 lead.
I think
lets him up.
He feels very comfortable on his feet right now, and he's going to try and take him down and let him up.
Well, wonder if he's too overconfident to right away allow that escape. Huh?
It's a little early to decide that.
That's usually done by the district champs.
Exactly. Yeah, Adams got that. Okay.
Yeah, Quick is trying to manhandle
I
Green
see
Hut.
that. You know, he is physical, and I think right now there's a little bit of a psychological game going on
Right,
to
exactly.
rough him up, and I don't think Green Hut will go for it.
No, I don't think he will either. Green Hut is one of those mainstays on the East Brunswick football line, and is very capable of handling himself.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you just joined us, East Brunswick rattled off 8 wins, 7 via the pin route, another by forfeit to forge ahead 46-0. Sayreville's come back to win 2 decisions. One of the most exciting bouts of the evening was Vinny Picaro pulling out a 2-1 victory in overtime with 1 second left to go over Josh Jabin. And then Sayreville's won the last 2 matches, and then the most recent one by pin. So it's 46-12 as we watch. Quick with a 2-1 lead here with 28 seconds left to go in period 1. Things sort of calming down here a little bit now.
Well, I think usually characteristically when you get up near the upper weights, everything slows down a little bit.
That's true.
It's just a style of wrestling, but the Sayreville wrestler he's got some nice speed coming in on his takedowns. He lowers his level, and he's right inside. Green Hut's been able to counter everything. Oh, well, that was a technical mistake there.
By who?
By the Sayreville wrestler.
Right, he almost exposed himself.
You never lean back like that and pull a man on top of you.
All right, so the first period, first period comes to a close with Sayreville's Ray Quick holding a 2-1 lead over Adam Greenhut of East Brunswick. This is 189 pounds. We have 2 matches to go after this. Quick. You're right about this psychological war.
Now there's a little bit of throwing off the mat, a little bit of roughness on the side, and what you try and do is wear your opponent down a little bit mentally. Let him realize he's going to pay the price for being out there with you, and usually the mentally tougher usually has the advantage.
Greenhut on his feet and then gets the escape, so it is 2-2. And the 2 competitors will battle from their feet now.
Ooh.
Lean on it back again, huh?
If Greenhut can take an advantage of that position again.
Right. Well, Pazinko just implored him to shoot.
Exactly, because you can see him going back, and that could turn into a 5-point again.
Yeah, he really is.
Sitting back.
And you see the Sayreville coach telling him, do not lean back. Well, it looks like Quick is...
There's a shot, but I think this is going to turn into a counter right here. Greenhut's going to... Oh, no, he just missed it. Now Quick... Oh, both wrestlers are wrestling right near the edge, and they're calling the out of bounds kind of close over here.
I go back to the first maneuver by Ray Quick where he allowed that escape. We thought maybe that might be a little premature, and
I think it... Now, in retrospect, looking back, I don't think that was a good move.
20 seconds left to go in the second period. Score tied 2-2. Quick of Sayreville, Green Hut of East Brunswick.
If I remember correctly, Green Hut started down and then got an escape.
Yes.
Okay, so I would imagine that in the third period, the Sayreville wrestler will pick down and look for points.
Right.
So Green Hut will be at the slight disadvantage going into the third period. Yeah.
All right, so he'll go down. One period to go in this 189-pound match. Turns him around, faces him, and gets the escape. And it's 3-2 now in favor of Quick. Shoots.
Wait a minute, Green Hut's going to turn this into points, possibly 5.
That was a mistake on the part of the Sayreville wrestler.
Oh, yes. He made the cardinal rule of shooting with your arms out so that your opponent can underhook and flip you. And now he's going to walk his toes back here, and he's in real good shape. Green Hut could stay here forever.
Score is 4-3 in favor of Adam Green Hut. Minute 15. And he gave him a pin. Not gave him, he earned it.
He earned it, sure.
So there you go. So in the space of 4 minutes and 48 seconds, Adam Green Hut puts away Quick of Sayreville. Remember that escape?
Oh, that
Jeff?
You know, things come back to haunt you every once in a while. And as you can see, as you go through this,
yeah, you're right.
wrestling is a sport of position and capitalizing on mistakes. And at that point right there, one mistake cost them.
So the score now is 52-12 in favor of East Brunswick, with the 215-pound match about to begin. Strakowski of Sayreville, 4-4, a junior, versus Mike McManus of East Brunswick, a junior with a 4-5 record. So essentially these two wrestlers are equally matched.
McManus started wrestling in his freshman year, and he's been doing some summer work also. Coaches are real happy with the way he's been progressing.
£215. This is about the third year that this weight class has been I know a lot of the coaches were not in favor of this because especially the smaller schools, because they had a tough enough time fielding enough wrestlers. It brings it up to 14. What's your feelings about this, Jeff?
Well, I know a lot of coaches wanted to see another weight maybe added in the middle somewhere where they have so many kids. But then again, you have to take a look at, you know, you have 189, and then if the next weight is unlimited, there's just a wide span. So I think what you're hearing is whose advantage is it. If you're in a Group 4 school and there's so many kids available, yeah, I think you'd like to see that 215 stuck in there.
Okay.
If you're in a small group where it's hard to find kids, it's tough to find 2 heavyweights anywhere.
Right, exactly. Now I noticed the program here has it as 275.
Yeah, that's your maximum weight.
Okay. Is that so? Wasn't aware of that. I thought it wasn't unlimited at one point.
Well, at one time it was unlimited, but I think what happened was they're trying to prevent athletes from being too much overweight.
Right.
And they'd like them to maintain a decent weight level, and I guess they figured 275 is good enough.
Strakowski tried to maneuver, but got caught. So it is McManus that earns the 2 points for a 2-0 lead. 20 seconds left to go in the first period of the 215-pound match. Headgear from the Sayreville wrestler. Disengages. And they're wondering if there was a cut. Yes. little bit of a scratch actually from that helmet coming off.
The trainer, Phil Hassel, will come over and take a look at it.
I think Coach Bazinko has to be satisfied with the performance of his team tonight.
Oh, I think he is. You know, some of the closer matches, they're pulling out not only back points but pins, and they look in tremendous shape. And they're wrestling with intensity, and that's how you always want your teams to perform.
Interestingly, one of the top teams, and of course one of the arch rivals across the highway, South River, will be wrestling East Brunswick, I understand, on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, February 14th.
And I won't use that terminology that you know people will use.
Oh, I know.
But this upcoming Saturday, the team that has beaten South River, the only team to beat South River, Rawway, will be going up against East Brunswick. So that certainly will be a formidable match for the Bears. Will your 8th grade team be wrestling them as well?
No, we don't wrestle that schedule.
Okay.
We have our own schedule. We're in a league, but that's going to be some opponent. Rawway is extremely strong,
right,
especially in the upper weights.
Six seconds left to go in the first period. 2-0 in favor of McManus of East Brunswick. Saskowski tries to get out of it, but will not succeed. So that's the end of the first period.
Well, the South River East Brunswick matches are always a treat to watch. They pack the house.
Remember the one 2 years ago, which
that was the one where they won by 1.
They won by 1 point, and an upset of sorts. Where in this 215-pound match that we're watching right now, East Brunswick's Dave Hagan was upset by an unknown Bill Pickett.
I remember that.
And the South River crowd was ranting and raving, and East Brunswick was stunned. And I understand Coach Glenn Pazinko lost a bet.
Yeah, every year they have a bet. Last year they were lucky enough to have to split the bet.
Straskowski gets away, so it's a 2-1. Sorry, it's 2-1, is it not?
They have 3-0 up there.
No, that was wrong.
But
it should be 2-1. And that'll be corrected. Sayreville coach will make sure of that. I guarantee you. Len Zaleski, one of the fine architects of wrestling, he really got that Sayreville program off the ground. And at one time, the Bombers were quite an opponent. Last couple of years haven't been as successful, but they've had some fine wrestlers go through their ranks.
Oh, they've had spurts of very good teams, you know, in the past. There's a nice shot. That was a high crotch, and I don't know. Can't.
It's funny that nobody has noticed the score.
The trick is to try and stay in that inside circle and get a lot more work done in there, and it'll pay off.
Second period, 2-1 in favor of Mike McManus.
I think McManus, yeah, he's going to counter this for 2.
So the score now is 4-1. They haven't noticed it yet.
I can't believe Lenny hasn't noticed it. Oh, here comes a headlock, and oh, poor position.
And that should make the score 4-3. No, they don't award it. Now watch them look at the scoreboard, and they're going to say, what's going on here? It should be 4-3.
Okay. Well, we have a blood timeout, so maybe somebody can figure this out.
Well, as telecasting this, we shouldn't get involved in the scoring here, should we?
No, just in case we're wrong. I don't know. Nobody has noticed it, so maybe.
It was definitely 2-0.
All right.
reversal at the end, and then Norman gave a reversal.
They're looking at us. We're saying it's 4-3.
Well, it was definitely 2-0 at the end of the one. Then he got an escape. It was 5-0.
Hey, you're not the scorers. We're down. Sorry. Just disregard it. We were watching the score. It was definitely Okay, we're about ready to begin the third period with the score, we are told, 5-2.
And this is going to cost McManus a point.
Now, why would that be? Because of stall?
No, he locked hands from top.
All right, they award an escape, so it's 5-3. And he will.
He's looking for a cradle here. He's got to correct his position.
No points awarded yet. Third period, this match is very much in doubt. And he awarded one, so it now is 5-4. And the East Brunswick coaching staff not happy.
They thought back point should have been awarded there.
Right.
When he made that turn.
So this match is going to go right down to the wire.
McManus has to keep good position here, keep good defense, but still look like he's working and take an occasional shot. Oh, that's a beautiful high crotch, and he's got to stay on the mat. That could be two.
He does it.
It is.
Yes.
There it is.
So
and
it is.
Back points. Oh, he looks like he's got him pretty close to.
Score is 7-4 in favor of McManus. Still needs to turn him. He did get the back points?
Yes, he got back points.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're just going to let him sit
now
there
he's bringing him over.
No, he's got to stay chest on chest and stay T-shape. So oh, there it is.
Okay, there it is. And so at the 5-minute and 10-second mark, East Brunswick registers yet another fall. This one by McManus, Mike McManus of East Brunswick, who brings his record to 5-5. And now the score is 58-12. And we're going to round out this evening with one of Sayreville's best, Joe Pinella, who a junior with a 6-2 record, going against 1-6 Tom Crail, who is also a junior. This is the 275-pound match.
I would say both wrestlers are probably weighing around 240. Pinella has the height advantage. Crail will stay low, try and neutralize that.
Certainly has. Does he have the size advantage? I guess he does.
Yeah, he's got the height. But if Crail can stay low and stay around his hips, he'll be in good shape.
And we have a wrestling match. It's going to finish under 2 hours, which is a personal best for me. 2 points by Pinella.
Here comes a cradle. Crail's got to try and break those finger grip.
.45 seconds left to go in the first period. Final match of the evening. East Brunswick leading 58-12. Not too much action at this juncture.
Oh, up too high, and Crail's able to escape for one.
And they give Crail the escape, right. So it's 2-1 at the end of the first period. Pinella elects to go bottom.
And the secret with heavyweights are they have to keep their weight, as much weight as they can, on top of their opponent's back, keep them down.
Right.
And that's what Crail has to do. He's got to get off his knees and really put a lot of pressure.
Okay.
Oh, that was cool.
And there was the pin right there. So at 2 minutes and 26 seconds, 2:26.
26 on that.
Pinella wins. So the final score of the evening will be East Brunswick 58, Sayreville 18. Good match for the Bears. Just to recap real quickly, the East Brunswick Bears started out by winning the first 8 matches to forge ahead 46-0 on a lot of pins. Won by Scott Muntz in 123 at 103. Then Phil Leota was given a forfeit. Then our color analyst's son, Chris Yannazzo, comes through with a pin at 119 in 454. That was followed by another pin by East Brunswick's Gail Marshall, who pinned his opponent at 125 and 411. Rob McKinley, a quick pin in 133 over his opponent at 130. That was followed by Tom Corio, who pinned his opponent in 136 at 135. And Tanchek, Andrew Tanchek, made the first decision for East Brunswick, 15-4, to make the score 40-0. And Eric Bellis pinned his opponent at 145 and 336. And Sayreville won the next 3 bouts to make the score 46-12. East Brunswick comes back with pins in the next 2 bouts, won by Adam Greenhut at 448, 189. Mike McManus, a 215-pounder in 510. And then we saw the bout where Sayreville's Joe Pinella pinned his opponent in 226 in the 275 bout. Final score 58-18. Jeff Yannazzo, your final thoughts on this bout?
Even though you're looking at the score, I think as we watched, some of those matches were exciting. They really were, especially, well, Jabin's match, the overtime. And what was it, 57-18?
Yeah, was there a penalty point, maybe?
I don't know, unless somebody was penalized for throwing a headgear or something like that.
Nonetheless, it doesn't change the score any. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to wrap it up from here. Jeff, I thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
It was a nice evening of wrestling, and I know the fans really enjoyed it. So for Jeff Yannazzo, this is Jimmy Allinder saying have a good evening.